Good morning. Welcome to Current Affairs Zone for your banking, civil services and other government exams. Today's thought for the day: life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Today's topics are 1. Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendra 2. Finance Commission 3. Pradhan Mantri Kanishtra Kalyan 4. Year of Millets. Moving on to the first topic, Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendra, which is for paper 1,2, optional and prelims. One-stop convergence support service for empowering rural women for skill development, employment, digital literacy, health and nutrition. It will aim to improve declining child-sex ratio, ensure survival and protection of the girl child, ensuring her education and empowering. It will aim to improve declining child-sex ratio, ensure survival and protection of the girl child, ensuring her education and empowering. Provide support to the PMMSK and also give a foothold to Biti Bachao, Biti Padhao in 640 districts. The government plans to reach the 115 most backward districts in the country with 920 Mahila Shakti Kendra. The financial outlay during 2017-18 to 2019-20 will be 3,636.85 crore rupees with a central share of approximately 3,084.96 crore rupees. Community engagement through student volunteers is envisioned in 115 most backward districts as part of the PMMSK block-level initiatives. Mechanism for monitoring of outcome-based indicators for all the sub-schemes as suggested by Niti Aayog will be put in place. Types of questions asked here are functioning of Kendras at various levels and then with respect to amount in Niti Aayog too. Next topic is Finance Commission, which will be asked in your prelims, mains and a special and banking exams. Under Article 280(1) of the Constitution, it is a constitutional obligation. The terms for the 15th Finance Commission will be notified. Its primary job is to recommend measures and methods on how revenues need to be distributed between the center and states. Within 2 years from the commencement of this Constitution and thereafter at the expiration of every 5th year or at such earlier time. The Constitution provides that Finance Commission shall consist of a chairman and 4 other members to be appointed by President. The Constitution authorized Parliament to make provisions related to qualifications, conditions of service of members or powers of Commission. 14th Finance Commission was in the year 201 and gave its report in 2015 under the chairmanship of Y.V. Reddy. Types of questions asked are about 14th Finance Commission, constitutional review and many other recommendations. The program is meant to provide for the welfare of areas and people affected by mining-related operations, using the funds generated by DMF. To implement various developmental and welfare projects/programs in mining-affected areas that complement the existing ongoing schemes. To minimize/mitigate the adverse impacts, during and after mining, on the environment, health and socio-economics of people in mining areas. High-priority areas like drinking water supply, healthcare, sanitation, education, skill development, women and child care, welfare of aged. For creating a supportive and conducive living environment, balance funds will be spent on making roads, bridges, railways, waterway project. The Mines and Minerals, Development and Regulation, Amendment Act, 2015, mandated the setting up of District Mineral Foundations, DMFs. In case of all mining leases executed before 12th January, 2015, miners will have to contribute an amount equal to 30% of the royalty. Where mining leases are granted after December 1, 2015, the rate of contribution would be 10% of the royalty payable. To ensure long-term sustainable livelihoods for the affected people in mining areas. Types of questions asked are funding, aims, objectives and its usage between the states and center. Working of DMF, District Mining Fund. Moving on to the next topic, International Year of Millets, which is very much needed for prelims and mains of civil services examination. India has sent a proposal to United Nations for declaring the year 2018 as International Year of Millets. Millet is a common term to categorize small seeded grasses that are often termed nutri-cereals or dryland cereals, and includes sorghum, pearl millet, ragi, small millet, foxtail millet, proso millet, barnyard millet, kodo millet and other millets. An important staple cereal crop for smallholder dryland farmers across sub-Saharan Africa and Asia, millets offer nutrition, resilience. They have multiple untapped uses such as food, feed, fodder, biofuels and brewing. Therefore, millets are smart food as they are good for you. Nutritionally superior to wheat and rice owing to their higher levels of protein with more balanced amino acid profile, crude fiber and minerals. The anemia, iron deficiency, B-complex vitamin deficiency, pellagra can be effectively tackled with intake of less expensive food. Adapted to low or no purchased inputs and to harsh environment of the semi-arid tropics, they are the backbone for dryland agriculture. Photoinsensitive, resilient to climate change, millets are hardy, resilient crops that have a low carbon and water footprint in poor soils. Types of questions asked here are UNICEF, types of soil needed and benefits of millets and why India has mentioned to UN. Next topic is BrahMos missile, which is very important topic for prelims in all exams. Weighing 2.5 ton, BrahMos ALCM is the heaviest weapon to be deployed on India's Su-30 fighter aircraft. It is a world-class weapon with multi-platform, multi-mission role and is capable of being launched from land, sea and air. BrahMos is a joint venture between the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, of India and POM of Russia. The name BrahMos has been taken from two rivers, Brahmaputra and Moskva. The heavyweight missile, integrated with the long-range fighter, is seen as a force multiplier for the IF. The BrahMos cruise missiles have an effective strike range of around 290 to 300 kilometers. The land and warship versions have already been inducted by the armed forces. Types of questions are specifications about BrahMos. Next topic is 23 Colombian pesos or Bonn Convention, which is important for all the exams. United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change on CCC-23 Colombian pesos meeting outcomes, both failures and positive aspects of the meeting. -23 Colombian pesos meeting intended to clarify processes for the implementation of the Paris Climate Agreement through the creation of a rule book. The key topics of contention were related to financial support, mitigation action, differentiation, and loss and damage. To hold the increase in global average temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius, to pursue efforts to limit the increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius, net zero emissions. Questions were raised in -23 Colombian pesos meeting about the obligations and role of developed countries to do their fair share. To support poor and emerging countries as they occupy the bulk of the planet's available carbon space. In 2018 and 2019 there will be additional stock-taking on progress made on the Kyoto Protocol. There will also be climate finance assessments. Several countries have since expressed interest in ratifying the Doha Amendment, and all these changes indicate some advancement. A third aspect of the support from rich countries is about providing finance, technology, and building capacity for poorer countries. There were conflicts on financial support at various points, and on this topic, -23 Colombian pesos was a failure. There is also the promise of $100 billion each year by 2020 into the Green Climate Fund, which has not seen much inflow to meet the goal. Types of questions asked are success and failures of Bonn Convention, Kyoto Protocol, and finally about Paris Climate Conventions. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. For notes and test series call us on 9740133611.